good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you're watching this video tutorial. Glad to have you joining me for another math lesson. Today's topic is integers. Yeah, we talked about the real number system, and in the real number system, you have natural numbers, which are counting numbers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then whole numbers, which are natural numbers and also includes 0. And then after that, you have integers. Well, integers are whole numbers, positive, but they are also negative whole numbers as well. And then the last one, we had rational numbers. And we talked about rational numbers are anything that can be written as a fraction. But anyway, so today's topic is integers. So get out your composition book. We're going to take some notes. Hopefully this video tutorial will not last more than 10 minutes long. All right, let's see here. I'm looking for a pen. So you got positive integers, negative integers. Again, they're whole numbers. They are whole numbers. -1, -2, -3. Those are called integers. Okay. 0 is nada, neither positive nor negative. All right. Isn't that just special? Just special. Okay. Positive integers, well, I think this is pretty obvious. We don't really need to state it, but positive integers are integers that are bigger than 0, or they have a greater value than 0. And negative integers, they have a lesser value than 0. Other thing just to discuss briefly, when you write a horizontal number line, the positive integers are always written to the right, the negative integers are written to the left. Or if you write a vertical number line, the positive integers are always on top and the negative integers are always on the bottom. Okay, just going over a couple of things. So yeah, think about sea level. When you're at sea level, you're at 0 feet. The elevation is 0. So the helicopter above sea level is at approximately 200 feet above sea level, or a skyscraper might be 200 feet above that sea level or so. And then you have things that are below sea level. Well, that would be a negative integer. Like think about the city of New Orleans. It is below sea level. So even though it's on land, it's below sea level. That's kind of interesting. How about this though? Well, first thing, can you give me 2 additional real-life examples of negative integers? Just write that down. Give me where you would use a negative integer. Like I gave an example of something below sea level, okay? So give me 2. Let's just move on. Now the other thing just to discuss is as the value goes, as the integers go to the right on a horizontal number line, the values increase. More this way, the bigger the number. Going this way, the smaller the number. Okay, that's pretty easy to understand. So all I want you to do is just write down A, B, C, D, and then write down the problem, and then tell me which way the alligator would eat the bigger number. The alligator. Remember, when you're in kindergarten, you would make that little sign, you do something like that, and then draw the little teeth. The alligator always eats the bigger number. So write that down, solve those 4 problems. And another thing I want you to do is write this down and arrange these in order from least to greatest. Okay? Pretty easy. You can do this. You can. And then the last thing I want to just discuss briefly is the absolute value. The absolute value. So here, -4, when you see those little symbols, so like parallel symbols, line segments that are around that number, see how you have these little line segments around that number? Didn't mean to do that, but when you have that, that's saying the absolute value. So that statement right there says the absolute value of -4 equals, well, the absolute value of -4 equals, stop. I almost dropped the recorder. The absolute value of -4 is 4. Now some of you might be thinking, what? That's kind of, what? That doesn't make, so look at the definition. The absolute value means just the total distance away from 0. And -4 is here. So what's the total distance from -4 to 0? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the absolute value just means the total distance. So can the absolute value ever be negative then? Remind me, let's discuss that tomorrow. Bring it up, somebody. How about you, Gianna? Okay, all right, okay, good. So the last thing I want you to do, class A, is write down these 4 problems, A, B, C, D, E. And again, let's compare. I got some of them I have absolute values in there. Okay, and some of them have some rational numbers, okay? Just have some integers, right? So let's just compare the real number system. Hope you enjoyed today's video lesson. Look, it only lasted 5 minutes and 40 seconds. That's fantastic. Good job, Mr. Carlisle. You're the best. Bye-bye.